Welcome back, everybody, to more Star Wars KOTOR 2, The Sith Lords. I am playing KOTOR 2 out of nowhere again because one of my streams screwed up. So, yeah, I won't really be able to... I won't really be able to, you know, not... I wasn't able to put up the full walkthrough of the game in my stream through series. I am now intending to do that. So we're going to travel to Nar Shaddaa, and you guys are going to get to see us do that. And I will play through the base of Nar Shaddaa.
Smuggler's Moon. It's the gaping maw of Nar Shaddaa, swallowing all the cargo and spaceport thugs the galaxy has to offer. Mandalorians, mercenaries, war veterans, and pilots from the Mandalorian Wars and the Jedi Civil War ended up on Nar Shaddaa, from all sides of the conflict. When the last war ended, there was no place left for them to go. Nar Shaddaa's a rough place and easy to get lost in. Or for someone to get lost. If you wanted to keep out of sight from the Sith for a while, you couldn't pick a better spot. It means glorious jewel in Huttese, but don't let that fool you. It's the central breeding grounds of the Hutts. Nar Shaddaa orbits it. Nal Hutta's as slimy as the Hutts. Lots of swamp and bloated gas. It's where those slugs reach out and grab chunks of the galaxy. Trust me, we're not going to go anywhere near the place unless we want to be washing the stink out of our clothes for the next few years.
That bad? I didn't think anything could compel you to bathe.
You spend all day thinking up that joke? Maybe you and Bao-Dur should start a circus.
I fail to understand the reference, though I doubt your explanation would prove worthwhile.
I didn't hear that line the last time I came here. That was incredible.
Yeah, some came looking for work running freight and cargo. Still, there's only so many ships to go around and so many workers, so others lend their weapons to the Hutts in the exchange. It's become a prime base for raider recruitment across the galaxy. It won't be easy. There's so much traffic on Nar Shaddaa. Finding anyone on the moon's surface is going to be hard. We're going to touch down in the refugee sector. There's a lot more traffic there, and it's harder for people to spot you coming in, or find you once you arrive. Anyone flying the Star Lanes has docked on Nar Shaddaa at least once. I wouldn't want to live there, and I doubt anyone does by choice. Shouldn't be too hard. There's so much traffic on Nar Shaddaa, finding anyone on the moon's surface is going to be hard. We're going to touch down in the refugee sector. There's a lot more traffic there, and it's harder for people to spot you coming in, or find you once you arrive. I plotted a course for the refugee sector, and we should touch down within the hour. Once we're down, we should finally be able to breathe easy.
You would think that. I'm just gonna let this scene play.
Damn it.
Perhaps you have heard that the Jedi comes to Nar Shaddaa. While he walks upon the Smuggler's Moon, he is not to be harmed. You may watch him, observe his movements, but nothing more. You must, because one Jedi attracts others. It is the way of things.
Romava be want to susintu mukarata. Tu es rectonatada be mabar chokto. Torenibu inturata sisi me borokra.
Bani sukakran, jokra mata storch ban locha. Joanna masaranka ma ramazurata. Keso juskrita lorsa. Yumacha fueko mikojira.
Loka kamaran endoso ranwi no chabi. Tu rantamana sobu. Febko emaream ga watasitu insula rakarakachata. Tamaso kinchuda wanka. Mopi una wana si chokoratawa.
Request. If Goto's vessel is no longer neutral ground, inform us so that we might initiate assassination protocols and commence firing at once.
The Hopobotenyo go Jucho Picha, Gwentabani Sochu, Norotoga Protolala Shishi, Juadosa Jibacha, Ratak Mansan, Tokosha Nachitolo, Joanna Masaranka Ma Ramazurata, Keso Juskrita Lorsa, Yumacha Fueko Mikojira, Kawanabota Atagwa Kankadira, Yutaka Alwanji Yumaliba, US Mahawika Si Wawanta Mo Goika Wansoba, Wakama Nurawa.
Observation. Jedi follow the self-destructive path of pacifism and tolerance. They will not attack first.
Honto no Saka, Jita Bedana Maticha, Doveri Nincha, Yonona Shitasa Chuch, Si Machadana, Dona Wisacha Makaran.
I wouldn't touch my teammates either if I were you. Most of them are a little clinical.
Ah, the beautiful stench and decay of desperate living.
This moon, it teems with life. It is difficult to center oneself.
Welcome to Nar Shaddaa. Towering buildings kilometers high and miles deep, with canyons so wide you could have a dogfight in them. Word of warning, watch where you step, or you'll fall for hours. Sure, most of the landing pads around here are unclaimed, or should be. They're pretty badly maintained, so they're not safe to land on. Well, I mean, not this one. But they all have the reputation, so we should be all right. I think. Maybe a little, but landing here means we didn't have to transmit our ID signature. You know what trouble that always brings. In fact, while we're here, we should get those signatures changed. Wouldn't make us such a target when we enter a new system. Sure. No, but I forgot to tell them we were landing. The refugee sector's a dead zone. No one cares too much who flies in and out of here as long as they're not carrying cargo that the exchange or the Hutts might want a piece of. Yeah, in all its glory. Don't get your hopes up from what you see here, though. As soon as we hit the main sector, that's when the smell and the mobs can get pretty bad. All right, then, let's move out. Where are we headed exactly?
It does not matter where we go. If what we seek is here, we shall come upon it in due time.
Yeah, if you want to stay on the ship and meditate some more, don't let us stop you.
Finding a Jedi, or anyone else touched by the Force here, will be difficult. The mass of people, the rush of their emotions. It makes detection difficult. But this moon does not get any smaller while we wait. This sector is as good as any place to begin our search, so let us begin.
Well, if we're gonna search a moon of a few billion inhabitants for one Jedi that even our own can't sense, might as well start as soon as possible. Well, that means finding either a bounty hunter, a ranking member of the Exchange, or someone willing to talk, none of which are too appealing. Bounty hunters in the Exchange are going to want to shoot you, and someone who is willing to talk to anyone, which means trouble.
The bounty is a waste of our efforts. All that matters is the Jedi. The intentions of the thugs of this moon are of no consequence.
This bounty poses a threat to him. We do not need two beasts at our back when the Sith are enough.
If you are so certain of your path, then do what you will, servant of Atris. It makes no difference.
It's up to you. There's bound to be someone in the sector willing to spill their guts for a credit or two. There should be a central trading hub up ahead. Their stock's probably not the best, but they may have some things worthwhile. And just being here should be enough. People in the refugee sector don't tend to ask too many questions. We should be safe enough. Alright, if you have any questions, just ask.
You! What? It'll be fine where it is! And I got nothing... Yeah? Never mind. It's not worth the trouble. You call the shots. But this is gonna be trouble. I can feel it.
I love how I just got dark side points for lying, even though it made my frickin' job easier. She has heavy armor proficiency. That's interesting. Her staff is actually a pretty good weapon to start with, so I'll just let her have that.
No.
These two are basically just kind of trying to extort this guy for money. As you can see, those two were kind of useless. He had
Thanks
one
for your
credit
help.
on him.
They would have crippled me for sure. Well, they worked. The only we're only good to him as slaves and merchandise. He wants to keep us in one place so he can control us. That's always been the way. Well, except lately. The exchange has been clamping down on the refugee sector hard, and I've no idea why. They've started kidnapping people, hurting others, but there seems to be no reason to it. You don't. He comes to you. If he's got reason to. Either because you can help him out, or because you're making trouble. Either way, it's not a good thing.
So you guys may notice that certain characters are not leveled up right now. There's a reason for that. And it's because I came to Nar Shaddaa earlier in the playthrough. So you'll notice I'm carrying a blaster instead of a lightsaber in this run. That is because this is a dexterity-focused playthrough, and I don't think I have melee weapon proficiency as a feat for finesse. No, that's force chain. Okay, yeah. So I don't actually have finesse melee weapons yet.
Spare a few. This sector's filled with refugees from the Jedi Civil War, and even as far back as the Mandalorian Wars. Refugees and war veterans both, and anyone else who was rendered homeless by the war. The Jedi destroyed planets across the galaxy, and here's where the wreckage ended up. That's two names for one thing. It's difficult to tell in the crossfire, and the Sith were led by Jedi. In the end, it didn't make much difference. A lot of space lanes cross at Nar Shaddaa, and once here, it's hard to move on. Even fighter pilots from the war can't get work at the docks. The freighter crews are full up. There's no work here and no way out, unless you want to become a hired muscle for the exchange, or work in a Hutt slave camp. Oh, should I? He doesn't sound like a Hutt. What, is he a bounty hunter or an exchange boss? Jedi Master? There aren't any Jedi Masters in the galaxy, let alone on Nar Shaddaa. This place is a cesspit, with the exchange and the Hutts stabbing their claws into everything. But you know, I did hear something about a bounty on Jedi, though. Something the exchange posted. Doesn't matter, though. Aren't any more Jedi around, so no one's going to be collecting that bounty. Not much to say, except it's a high price. You need to find a bounty hunter to get more, and they've been pretty scarce lately. You might have more luck trying to find someone connected to the exchange. And I don't mean some spaceport muscle, I mean someone connected. Well, they tend to lay low. To be honest, it's like with bounty hunters. You may need to do something to get their attention. No idea. Could be one of them crossed the exchange, and they're looking for revenge on all of them. This sector's filled with refugees from the Jedi Civil War, and even as far back as the Mandalorian Wars. Refugees and war veterans both, and anyone else who was rendered homeless by the war. Friend. Look, one Nar Shaddaa can be... I'll do that then. I'll come seek you.
I saw what you did to those exchange thugs. Thank you.
This is kind of an interesting
Why did you do
dialogue
such a
sequence
thing?
here.
Such kindnesses will mean nothing. His path is set. Giving him what he has not earned is like pouring sand into his hands. And would that be a kindness? What if by surviving another day he brings a greater darkness upon another? The Force binds all things. The slightest push, the smallest touch, sends echoes throughout life. Even an act of kindness may have more severe repercussions than you know or can see. By giving him something he has not earned, perhaps all you have helped him become is a target. Seeing another elevated often brings the eyes of others who suffer. And perhaps in the end, all you have wrought is more pain. And that is my lesson to you. Be careful of charity and kindness, lest you do more harm with open hands than with a clenched fist. Good. Mind what I have said. Use your power, but in its proper place.
So that's actually a really interesting dialogue statement that she makes. Here, let me adjust the settings on my viewer here. Go ahead and there we go. Turn the volume down so that I can pay attention to what's going on. But the dialogue that she has with you there is actually quite interesting because it more or less admits that blind charity and kindness is not necessarily always the best way to solve problems. Sometimes it's actually much more dangerous to try and solve a problem by simply giving somebody some cash than anything else. Hey, what's wrong with my mouse? There it goes. Okay, the Mandalorian battle armor is actually better. A great example of this is, and she even gives it, you handed that guy 5 credits, and in the example that she shows you, that guy got the shit beat out of him.
And what did he want?
Just answers to some questions. Asked about a Jedi Master of all things.
Really? Interesting.
We're being followed. And she's asking people questions about the people that I'm asking questions from. Okay. I'm kind of looking at what I can craft because I'm considering weapon options right now. Getting a field survival pistol would just be a waste of time. I believe this disruptor rifle can be upgraded. I think, anyway. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so let's take a look at what we can break down. We can break down Bennock's blaster. It's not that good. That oral blaster might actually be worth something. Never mind, we have 2 Arcanian Sonic blasters. Those are better. This can go... that can go... Oris robe, Barandos Sage robe, Masasi ceremonial armor. I'll go ahead and get rid of that. Flex heavy armor. I'll get rid of that. That's not really useful. I'm going to keep that sensory advisor, or sensory visor. Not advisor, sensory visor, because that's actually useful. I'm going to break down most of these repair kits because I will probably end up crafting advanced repair kits pretty soon. Break down the ion cells. Got a lot of really good droid equipment right now. I'm going to get rid of the Gamorrean War Axe and the Gamorrean Cleaver because those actually weaken you. Get rid of the standard clothing. I'm going to hold on to that Force Pike. That might actually be useful. Okay. Make a Mark II accuracy scope. Mark III power pulsator, huh? Rylith power cell. Let's just go with this one because that's going to grant us massive critical modifiers. Broadening chamber. Oh. Precision chamber. Beam splitter. I'll take the amplifying chamber. Because I'm pretty sure I can enhance this. Yeah, I can upgrade this. So we'll put my new parts to work here. Gonna remove the restorative underlay on this armor. Because the miner uniform just doesn't have a use for that. And then we're going to attach the biorestorative underlays to their outfits too. I'm going to give him a bonded plates upgrade as well. So that these two have a little bit of protection. Not going to do the dexterity reduction on that one. Okay. And suddenly our gear is just better. I'm going to be skipping over his dialogue because he basically just makes a bunch of beeping noises.
Tien, it's Bao-Dur, 12th Engineering Division out of Eodoria. I worked with you in the hangar bays on the Salamoth. Tien, we are already in trouble. In some ways, the war is not yet over, and our enemies seek us even now. If we needed to, Tien may be able to modify our ship's transponder codes.
He's got some stuff, but none of it's particularly useful right now. Thank you.
Please, look. But I...
Oh my god! I know I'm gonna get dark side points for this, but I have to see what happened. Oh my god!
How did you do that? Stay away from me.
And it scared the piss out of that guy.
I do not understand why we attacked. We are the true Ichani, the greatest of our teachers, are said. Yet this attack.
Oh god, wow, that actually killed influence with her. That's not what I was trying to do. There are ways to fix that. A lot of the dialogue she speaks doesn't really make too much sense. This particular Rhodian, I mean. I feel like there was a lot more they wanted to do with her and they just ended up not being able to do it. This game had massive time constraint issues. That's part of what makes the restored content mod so great. I did not think I was going to scare the shit out of that guy.
Your thoughts are disturbed. I can feel... It is Nar Shaddaa, the true Nar Shaddaa that you feel around you. It is this moon, with the metal and machines stripped away and the currents of the Force laid bare. I'm surprised you can feel it. I feared the damage to you had deadened you to such perceptions. What you feel is the echo of the minds of these creatures within the Force. Their anger, their greed, their desperation. It is life. One might as well heal the universe, but such manipulation is possible, yes. It requires that one be able to feel the critical point within the fractured mass, and know how to strike it in such a way that the echoes travel to your intended destination. For as long as it lasts, but let us be silent. Words and thoughts are distractions. Feel this moment, for as long as it will last. Feel life as it is, with the crude matter stripped away.
I gotta admit, that was a pretty fucked up thing to do to those exchange thugs. It's just like, holy shit, bro. God damn. I just wanted to see what would happen. I didn't even think it would work. But no, it did. Totally. That was hysterical.
It's the Ebon Hawk, isn't it? She's all... So... No deal. A ship's worth its weight in spice on Nar Shaddaa, and nothing's worth being trapped here another year scrounging. Well...
Pretty sure that guy was, in fact, the original owner of it, but I'm also pretty sure on some level he wasn't, because that ship was tied to an exchange boss in the first game, if you remember.
Sure would be useful if that worked on droids.
Would be, but don't worry about it.
I used to serve in the Mandalorian Wars. Then the Jedi Civil War crushed the Republic.
If you want to find out what's going on, talk to Hussein. I heard the Overseer kidnapped Nadar's daughter.
Dovrei tagra da hupa o sakura kabadu. Dovrei kun kavadumpa munsuru. Dovrei kun da hupa kawana bota yunta tanga.
So these guys are giving us some very interesting information about Atton.
Da hupa o sakura.
And it's going to unlock the way we awaken him fully to the Force. You actually need to pay for that conversation. And that is the best 25 credits you're ever going to spend in your life, by the way, so just do it.
Greetings. Oh, he's late. I have 50 credits. I would... Thank
She's looking for a spacer to help her.
I used to serve in the Mandalorian Wars. Then the Jedi Civil War crushed the Republic.
Hey. Because if you... Yes. You need a pilot.
There's a place we can go to in order to get this guy his pilot sponsorship. He's just going to tell you about sneaking into the exchange area and then using a stealth generator to rob them. I'm not going to do that, though. I'm going to kill them all.
The Overseer. Sakwesh. I owe Sakwesh. Thank you.
Alright, so her daughter was also kidnapped because the exchange are assholes. Major
Welcome,
assholes.
traveler. I see you've got the Serico refugees over on the skyward side. They're veterans from the Serico campaign and don't take kind to strangers. And on the inner side, you've got the Overseer and his exchange. Those two have a truce. Neither side wants to mess with the other. Only if we enter their territory. It makes things a little tight here in the camp. Not much room to move. Occasionally, their thugs kidnap people and sell them into slavery with the Hutts. They've also hemmed us in. We used to live all throughout this area, but they've crammed us all in here now. If you could convince either the Exchange or the Serico to give us more space, that would really help a lot. Good luck to you.
So the Serico are veterans from the Mandalorian Wars. They once fought for the planet of Serico until it was destroyed, if I'm remembering correctly. And the problem with the Serico is that at this point these guys are little more than just rabid, violent thugs. It's very easy to piss them off into fighting you, by the way.
This is Serico territory. Get out of here before we space you. Got it? That's a laugh. Look, blow out of here like space dust, or you'll be a new stain on the cargo hold. All right, you can go see him.
Was that really necessary?
Yes! It was that, or we were going to have to fight them all. Not that I'm opposed to killing these guys, they're fucking thugs. Hey there, welcome to the game. Welcome to the stream, Savage. How you doing?
I heard you've been looking for me. Well, that's too bad. All right, we'll lay off a bit. Yeah? What about the exchange? We can hold our own against them. Not that it's your concern. No? Well, we can...
Oh, wow. Okay. I love how easy it is to get these guys incredibly violent. It's kind of stupid. Excellent. Good to hear. Feats. I think I want to get my tier 2 toughness at this point. Force channel, that's always good. These two are under level and they're still doing work.
This won't take long. This won't take long.
The heavy armor that those two are wearing is kind of carrying them through this sequence. I'm not leveling them up on purpose. I don't want them to grow in levels until I'm able to actually unlock their force powers. So I was going to get these guys to leave the refugees alone and maybe pick a fight with the exchange if I could, so that I could kill both of them in the resulting chaos. But these guys are kind of dicks, and they're extremely hostile and very, very easy and quick to anger. So, knowing that they wouldn't keep long to their force persuasion, yes, I'm shooting them all.
A challenge.
Me being a loot goblin, them getting into a fight with another Serico rep.
I shall honor them with that.
Dicks. Dun 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 dun. Oodles and oodles and oodles of experience. Yeah, unless you do things very, very specifically, handling these guys without violence is damn near impossible. And it's largely due to how violent they are. That's the issue. Like, Serico are extremely violent thugs. They don't really handle diplomacy at all. It's kind of the one reason why in most playthroughs that I deal with, I have this tendency to just destroy the Serico thugs. Like, I'll just kill these fucking guys in virtually every playthrough I'm in, because you can... you need to unlock its controls to fly it safely.
After you assemble it, I'll...
I think the main reason that Serico leaves these, or that Serico is left alone by the exchange, is because number one, they're not worth killing. Number two, they're not worth the effort it would take to remove them because they're not powerful enough. But number three, Serico are very violent individuals. They will get hostile to just about anything, and all they really want is their own little space. But you'll notice I was very quick to antagonize them, and it's because I really don't care. I will take them out. And I take them out because they're not very good people. Just keep healing, just keep healing. We're getting into the exchange part of this area. So here's where I get to piss off the exchange. Every time you steal from these guys, they will automatically go hostile if you steal from them. He just watched me murder his friend over there. You new muscle? Yeah, new muscle that just murdered your friend. I'm so intimidated.
Let us test ourselves.
Let's get this over with.
There we go. Okay. Excuse me.
Who are you? One of Saquesh's calf hounds? Ooh, the ugly thug knows. A maid? Really? Oh. Hey, you're... Really?
Just gonna send her off to her mother, because I'm gonna kill Sakesh by the time I'm done here. Depending on the gangster, I can be very diplomatic. But in the case of people who are slavers, extortion racket artists, you know, like, depending on how much you extort, if there's a certain level of respect to the business you deal, and you understand that there's only so much that you should ever take, maybe I'll leave you alone after a point in exchange for some services. But, if you bleed people dry with literally no thought process or care to how much people are suffering, yeah, no, I'm going to kill you. If you're a slaver, I'll kill you by default. I don't care. You could be the most reasonable slaver in history. I will kill you. I don't work with slavers. Okay. I'm gonna use battle meditation here. I need to get rid of his Gamorrean guards. Cash is actually... Oh god, they've almost killed the handmaiden. Honey, you need a healing pack. And you kind of needed it like yesterday.
I'm here.
Let's get this over with.
Okay, there we go.
Let's get this over with.
She bitch slapped him. She slapped the shit out of him. I'm sorry, that's great. Improved battle meditation, because that's just a really good power. Okay, Sakesh is done. What? Wait a minute, I've never seen Power Blast do that!
This will teach you.
I've never seen that move knock an enemy back before. What the hell? Now every exchange thug is hostile to you. Which means we get more experience points! Surprise! I think you're kind of meant to come to Nar Shaddaa first. you get the majority of your party members by the time you're done with Nar Shaddaa, so I feel like you're actually supposed to do this area first. Right in the face!
I shall honor them with battle.
Now we kind of have to be a little careful. There's only so much we actually want to do here before we wake up Bao-Dur and a few others. If you haven't noticed, Handmaiden is kind of a tactical noob. She is a very strong melee tank. Dun, 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 dun. Hey look, those guys that I force persuaded earlier. Now we get to kill them. Hey puppy, how you doing? Welcome to the madhouse. Oh, well, one of the exchange guys that I force persuaded earlier. I wonder what happened to the other one. Where'd he go? Yeah, he's probably dead. I probably killed him. Oh, hey, look. When I conclude the Nar Shaddaa section, I will be shifting over to 4 hours of Persona 5 Royal, for anybody wondering, if you want to watch that as well. Persona 5 Royal is going to be an extremely demanding game in terms of time, so that's kind of why I chose it to be my big 6-hour thing. I am considering... Good, I'm glad you're finally doing a little bit better. I know you've been having some struggles. We're not going to get into those right now, though, because I don't want to have conversations about that over the internet. That's rude to you, and that would be rude to the viewers. It would also be giving the viewers potential information they really don't need. Anyway, I am considering on the 31st of Halloween. The 31st of October on Halloween, I am considering doing a big stream of the Dead Space remake. I realize that a lot of people probably are already of the mind of doing that. Or some other game, but a friend of mine purchased that game for me.
Thank you.
Heat Shielding Mark III. Interesting.
Thanks for You've already... You wiped... You've already...
So yeah, we wiped out the Serico and the others. Some of these games on original Xbox. I'm doing all right, darling. I'm actually feeling pretty good lately. I I think I was just having an emotional spiral the last few days, and I needed to just let it out. I relaxed after I did. I'm not going to get into the specifics of that either, but yes, this is one of 2 games that existed back on original Xbox. These are, in my opinion, the best Star Wars told stories in video game format, period. Like, if I was to direct you to something other than the movies, if I didn't direct you to Star Wars Republic Commando, I would tell you to come here for this. The slavers that we dealt with are, or that we also stole the landing pad from, are now pissed at us.
Hey, what are you doing on my ship? Damn right I am. What are you...
Where the fuck did those Trandoshans come from? Okay, so because we came back here, now we have to fight a whole host of, I believe they're called Red Eclipse Slavers? And I am about to kill them. I do not like the Red Eclipse. By all means, come after me. Good. Positivity! I love positivity! Positive talks all around. That's the worst joke reference to one of Johnny Depp's movies and characters I will ever make. For anybody wondering, I love Johnny Depp. He was amazing, hilarious motherfucker. One of the best actors still alive today.
Let's get this over with.
Yeah, Bao-Dur, don't get into that fight, bro. This guy isn't worth it. He's too stupid to even move and shoot. Right in the face! Damn! He has so little hit points right now. Oh god. Hey, Handmaiden, you gonna help me here? Thank you. It almost looked like you were just gonna kind of stand there and wait for it. And this guy's not gonna move and bug out all over again. I mean, if the game's gonna hand me a free kill, I'm not gonna argue with it. Here, one more. Right in the face. Here, stuff this up your windpipe.
I shall honor them with battle.
Hey, Handmaiden, could you give me a hand here with this guy in my face? Jesus. Ow.
This will teach you.
That hurt like hell. That guy hit me for 45 damage. Oh, you actually, I don't think there was a video game on Pitch Black. I believe the game that you're thinking of is Escape from Butcher Bay. But they might have made a Pitch Black. I don't know. I know the video game of Riddick that I played on original Xbox was Escape from Butcher Bay. That was a really good game. I love that game.
This will teach you.
Let's get this over
It
with.
was one of the best stealth games I've ever played.
Let's get this over with.
I beat it like a dozen times. It was just so fun to go back and play it. Alright, you're all gonna die. You stepped on my ship. It's not your ship, it's my ship.
This will teach you.
Bao-Dur is always the first to go down. Oh god, I'm out of force energy. And she just knocked that guy the fuck out and ran off to kill someone else. Dark Shadows reference. It's been a while since I've seen Dark Shadows. I'm not sure which reference you're referring to. That was a decent movie. Johnny Depp made that movie, I swear to God. I love how in one of his interviews he actually makes the joke in front of Tim Burton. Hi, I'm Johnny Depp, and I keep Tim Burton in business. Like, straight up, no joke, he literally says this.
Yes?
Hey, Bao-Dur, you feeling alright? Fall on your ass? Don't worry, you're gonna do it again. We're not done yet. He probably will do it again, by the way. He has all the durability of a piece of fucking paper. Handmaidens over there just handing people their faces. Newsflash, bozos, get the fuck out of my way. I'll tell you what, the rest of you who run off my ship screaming don't get shot in the ass on the way out. His face. I shot that guy in the back of the head, damn. That was cold. You really want to stop. Like, you... I don't know how many of you I have to kill for you to get the message, but you need to stop. Just get off my ship. Alright, this isn't your landing pad anymore, not while I'm in town. Don't mind me getting into a massive fucking shootout with gangsters in Nar Shaddaa. Handmaiden just keeps on asking for more punishment. And she's just fighting them all day, every day, and she's just taking it. So far, the only thing I've done is give her a single heal. She's killed half the ship herself. Well, guess what? You've already lost a lot of your own blood today. Oh, hey, Bao-Dur got back up. Holy shit. I guess he got back up because combat got canceled. You little silly goo. My god, okay. Oh my god. Game, don't make me run backwards, please. Jesus. Jesus. Okay, this guy hits hard. Oh my god. Oh my god. I actually burned through all of my minerals. What the hell? I've never actually had to run out of there before.
Yes?
Let's go. What's going on?
Game, why is my aim so bad?
Look, there's been a misunderstanding. Didn't... Great.
There we go, that cleans out all the frickin' slavers on my ship. Oh god! Oh no. And now I have to fight Visage. Oh boy, here we go. Yep, they're all knocked out in one part of the cavern, or the cabin. Cabin. I can English, I promise. Game. Hey, there's the workbench. Can I get to the lab station? This is kind of stupid that I have to do this. Okay. Let's try this now. She will not fight unless you are fighting her. Interesting AI choice. No, I don't trust this game.
My lightsaber.
Favorite Johnny Depp movie? Probably
I
Pirates of the
yield,
Caribbean,
Master.
honestly.
It is as I heard through my life for yours.
He's just so iconic.
You must. I have nothing to offer you. Your strength is superior.
Now I've seen everything. This woman, she's a Miraluka. I didn't think any were left in this part of the galaxy.
What's a Miraluka?
I heard they had a colony on the Mid-Rim, almost halfway between Onderon and Dantooine.
I just feel like Captain
wasn't
Jack
there
Sparrow
anymore.
is so iconic. I
The
feel like
planet
that's
was
where...
wiped out. Nothing
That's
left
really where
alive.
Johnny Depp
No
hit
one
his
knows
peak.
why.
Was in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, some of her wounds are pretty bad. Looks like she was already carrying her share of scars, though. I think she'll recover, yeah.
She is a threat to us. I am not asking that she be harmed or interrogated, but she is of the Sith, and she has attacked us once. She should not be allowed to walk freely on the ship.
Influence lost again?
Training is something I do not understand how you and Atris fight. All it is it is not something use very
No force powers, no weapons, no items. She immediately turns on a shield. By the way, the only reason I'm going to kick her ass here is because she is incredibly low level.
You fought well, and I now have a favor. The weapon the Jedi use, it is not... Please. I see. Thank you. Yes? Yes?
Damn it.
Very well. For this we will keep the etiquette of the last duel, but we shall add Vibroblade, Bothan Stun Stick, Force... Then... Enemies surround us. Now is not the time for words.
Wow, that's an interesting dialogue choice. Or dialogue moment. I didn't think she would say something.
You fought well indeed. You have caught the principles of the style by watching and anticipating my movements. Before... Why did you go back? Face trial. I see. It was always something I was... I do not think you are ready for further instruction. Each movement of our arts demands some time to use the art in battle. Dual... Your modest... It is the way of the Ichani. The most advanced among the Ichani are able to predict the course of battles by months, and the most revered are said to be able to predict the path of wars. Only Revan ever demonstrated such skill in war. You are already doing it. If you do not know you are doing it, then training will make you a dangerous opponent indeed. Come, as we fight more, I will teach you. Do not think about predicting my movements. React instinctively. You are doing better. At first I was afraid that your awareness of your own ability might ruin it, but that is not the case. You learn quickly. Perhaps it is your connection to the Force that allows such things. Now you fight as an Ichani warrior.
Battle precognition.
Yes? I do not think...
Let me put my Zeiss and Shaw outfit back on and grab my disruptor rifle. Oh! I need to awaken Atton. And it's about time I did.
You seem pretty calm. It's almost streaming off. Well, it's good to see. You're a nice counterbalance to that old witch back there. Yeah, that's a... I'm as Atton will ever be. And whoever your trusted informant is, he's right. I did show up on Nar Shaddaa during the Jedi Civil War, along with a lot of other refugees. No, because you're asking about it. If I wanted to tell you anything, I would have come and told you. Anything else? Is this an interrogation? If so, you're terrible at it, especially for an ex-Jedi, or whatever you are. Why don't you just crawl in my head and try to dig out whatever you're looking for rather than asking about it? You know what? I helped you get off Peragus. If I hadn't been there, you wouldn't have even gotten off the administration level. I'm trying to help you. I don't know why I'm bothering. I don't know. I'm not sure I understand it half the time. You know what? Not once have I asked you about the Mandalorian Wars. Not once. I heard about Duxon. Everyone has. I heard about Serico, and I sure as hell know about Malachor 5. What makes you think you've got the right to interrogate me on anything? You've got plenty of lives to answer for. All you Jedi do. How did you even live with yourself after Malachor? Is that why you went back to the Jedi Council? Hoping they'd kill you?
It's very interesting to hear the way Atton is talking right now. He's extremely antagonistic all of a sudden. It's like he's been suppressing a side of himself that we just haven't met before.
But Jedi don't kill, do they? At least not their prisoners. Maybe you were counting on it when you went back in chains. So you got off easy. You were exiled, brushed under the cargo ramp, another dirty little Jedi secret. I'll tell you, all those Jedi at Malachor, they deserved it. Every last one of them. Because Jedi lie, and they manipulate, and every act of charity or kindness they do, you can drag it out squirming into the light and see it for what it is. The galaxy doesn't need Jedi arrogance or Jedi hypocrisy anymore. At least the Sith are honest about what they're killing for. The Jedi
No,
are
they're not.
pacifists, except in times of war. They're teachers, except when it comes to telling their students the truth. And when they save you, it's only so you can suffer more. Whatever, just leave me alone. I don't know why I'm wasting my time with you anyway. Well, don't get too attached to me. I don't like it. That depends on your perspective. I have this habit. I'm a deserter. It's what I do.
Poor Atton.
Served in both of them. Against the Mandalorians, before and after Revan, and again, when Revan declared war on the Jedi. Because I followed orders. But it was more than that. You were there. You knew how easy it was to hate the Jedi who sat back in the Republic, evaluating the threat, and watched us die against the Mandalorians. Because you can't believe in the Republic anymore after the Mandalorian Wars. After Revan, nothing was the same. Right after that final battle at Malachor, I was right there with the rest of the defectors, because it was the right thing to do. No, it wasn't. We needed the Jedi during the Mandalorian Wars, more than anything. The Mandalorians were slaughtering us by the millions. The millions. You were at Serico, when they turned the Starib cities into glass craters. At Duro, when Basilisk war droids rained like meteors onto the orbiting cities. And when the Mandalorians set fire to the Zoxan plains on Ares III, the fires that still burn. Without the Jedi who turned on the Council, without you, the Republic would have lost the war, and we would all be Mandalorian slaves or corpses. We were loyal to Revan. That was enough. He saved us. It's another story, and it's not...
You have befriended the seer. Her species does not see as we do. They perceive the galaxy through the Force, and it is how she found you. It is the Sith carry the battle to you, and you spare them. I hope your thoughts in this matter are clear, and do not mate with her. Whatever you may feel, whatever urges consume you, do not let them control you. Such a union would breed difficulties. We shall see. I trust your exile has taught you restraint and discipline in the ways of the flesh. Like the servant of Atris, this one has other masters. Though blind, she has ties to darkness. Her presence here is a threat to us. Then you are learning. Did he? And what do you make of that? The Mandalorians were right to respect you on the field of battle. The Jedi are gone, vanished. Now, an entire planet of Force sensitives wiped clean of life. And now this slice of the galaxy is blind. It is no coincidence. The two events are tied. I fear you are right. And I fear it may prove more than that. War is a hunger. And there are spirits in the galaxy whose hunger is never satisfied. But there is little to be done about it now. Watch. She did nothing to your eyes that was not already there. She has forced this upon you, but such crude methods are the markings of the Sith. Close your eyes. Feel this ship around you. Listen to my words. Hear the sound of the handmaidens training in the cargo hold, her hands cutting the air. The welding of the droid as it goes about its work. Now, stretch out. Hear the rumble of hyperspace, the hum of the hyperdrive. Ignore distractions and focus on my voice. The breathing of the blinded one as she meditates in the dark. Now, listen deeper, past her breathing, and listen.
A as my feet walk from the ashes of Kotor. I shall not fear, for in fear lies death, and
you are strong indeed. What you heard were surface thoughts only, but it is something that masters have trained for years and never learned. That is not the real question you should ask. Is such listening enough to perceive the world around you? It is not, because to listen to the thoughts of another is much like attempting to see the universe only with your eyes. It is equally limiting. Now leave me be.
There we go.
You have grown. Do not let the higher mysteries blind you to others. Turning away from that which tempts you or causes you fear is not strength. Facing it is. I have seen you display many acts of mercy, charity in our journey. Why?
Glory! Alright. Just let me know when you're ready.
Even if it weakens those you help. Even if you have been chased, hounded since our first meeting. Then you have learnt nothing. From such small things, from such critical points, the universe and its masses may be moved. That is why you must be careful in all that you do, and in every choice you make. Aiding them gives you strength by taking on their challenges, but weakens them. And I would view the one... So you may think, but it will be best to strike first. Your allies are allies by circumstance, and they will not hesitate to do the same to you if you continue down your path. Do you know why those we meet display such weakness? As I said, their lives are static, untested. You have seen it. You, through small cruelties, ask. I misspoke, but... No, she may have her uses. Because Atris is a threat, and as much as she would try to use us against you, so may we use her servants against her. Do not see every enemy.
Take care, my man.
See them instead as
get yourself some good food.
Whether they realize it or not. This situation may yet work to our advantage. Good. That is the... Yes. Very well. Very well. You have brushed the surface thoughts of...
I already made myself a nice, delicious breakfast pasta meal, so I'll be pretty good when you come back.
Imagine the waters of the room of 1,000 fountains.
Appreciate it though.
Each stream suddenly falling silent and still. Imagine the ice of Telos, cold and smooth as it gathers upon the plateau. Now stretch out, feel the ship around you. Strip away the metal, and see the souls and minds of those that fill its corridors, with more thoughts and dreams and worries than can fill the space of this ship.
As my feet walk from the ashes...
From the first movement flows the second. Strike, repeat, circle one's opponent, repeat, faster, quicker. If Father had been... If I was faster.
Switch the face and
You come.
As my...
Not now.
Malachor.
Now do you hear me? You have taken the first step. The droid cannot... That is why he is deaf to you. I have found his impulses are cold, like a dead weight.
In Persona 5, I will probably be romancing the redheaded character that has appeared a couple of instances. Or I may consider romancing Makoto, because I actually like her.
Indeed. It is strange that I did not. At times, he will list off engine sequencers. At other times, he will imagine certain...
Something up? Passes... Of... Why do I play Pazak? We're not playing for credits. We're playing... No, blasters stay in their holsters. Do you want a deal, or should I?
I just killed my own hand. Oh, nope, I won!
Good match. Now, what are you thinking about right now?
Makoto Nijima. She's gonna be joining us next in-game as a playable ally.
Right. And that's why I play Pazak in my head. Because if you don't, you've left the door open. And anyone could walk right in. Of course you did. You see, Jedi, light or dark, do it. More often than you'd think. But I never heard one say they were sorry before. That's a new house rule. No, I play Pazak in my head. But while I'm doing that, it's a lot harder for someone to walk in. No, I can only teach you to play Pazak. Do you understand what I'm saying? Good. Alright. If you're ever fighting someone who has the power over your mind, whether light or dark, play Pazak. Start listing hyperspace routes, recite engine sequencers, and when they try to use their powers on you, suddenly it's not as easy as they thought. Jedi do it all the time. And when they walk in the dark places of your mind, they'll use it to hold you by the throat.
Atton has taught you to play Pazak in your head as a method of resisting mental domination. You've gained a permanent +1 to all willpower saves. That should be the last of the influence I need in order to wake Atton up.
Something. We knew where our loyalties lay. To the Jedi who came to help us. Not the ones who sat back on Dantooine and Coruscant, watching us die. So when those same Jedi who watched us die decided to start fighting us during the Jedi Civil War, we fought back. I fought back. I started killing Jedi. A lot of them. People say killing Jedi is hard. It's not. You just have to be smart about it. No blasters, no getting close to them, no attacking them directly when you can gun down their allies instead. There's ways of gassing them, drugging them, making them lose control, torturing them. I was really good at it. What's worse is that killing them wasn't the best thing. Making them fall. Making them see our side of it. That was the best. I taught myself techniques. It's hard for Jedi to sense what you're really thinking if you throw up walls of strong emotions and feelings. Lust, impatience, cowardice. Most Jedi awareness doesn't cruise beyond the surface feelings to see what's deeper. And I was good at that, throwing up walls. And my superiors knew it. Sometimes the Jedi on our side wouldn't even realize I was there. Yeah, I had a talent for it. More like instinct. I wasn't the only one. I know you
The
left
French
at the
girl.
Mandalorian Wars.
Oh,
You
I
don't
know who you're
much
talking
about
about.
what went on behind
We haven't
the
met
scenes
her
in
yet.
the Jedi Civil War. But Revan understood one thing. The real battle was going to be fought between the Jedi on both sides. That was the only battle that mattered. Whoever had the most, the strongest Jedi were going to win the Civil War. If Revan couldn't convert Jedi, Revan would kill them. So Revan trained elite Sith units into assassination squads, whose duty was to go out and capture enemy Jedi. I was in one of the special units trained to do this. Revan had plans for all Jedi. I think it was important that the Jedi see his side of things, the Sith teachings. Revan wanted to break them, and then have them join him. One day, I decided not to do it anymore, so I left. Ended up on Nar Shaddaa, became someone else. Because you've killed Jedi too. Different circumstances, but you have a bigger body count than I ever did. And I've been with you only a short time. Enough to know that as soon as someone signs on with you, they haven't got long to live. You got history, and anyone who travels with you doesn't. And maybe I want somebody to know who I was in case a story needs to be set straight. Maybe you understand. I think there's been enough lies and truth for today. Let's take your time. Something. No, I don't think we're ready for that conversation yet.
Why do I not have enough influence with him yet? That's very strange. Is there a certain action on another planet that I need to take?
Yes? I do not think...
Hey, General. You look like you've been standing too close to one of my shield generators. Whoa, claws out. Seriously, you don't look that way from spending extra time in the fresher. I've seen other Jedi, not many but a few, who looked like that. And I feel a little strange around you. Was there something you wanted? That old thing? I built him when I was a kid. Been following me around for years now, despite what I've done to try and chase him off. Hey, just kidding. I'm happy to have you around. He helps me out with repairs. I outfitted him with a cutting laser and some other tools for delicate modifications. He's also good for singeing the pants of annoying techs. I've been thinking about doing some other work on him, but I barely have time. Too busy fixing up the ship. Something else I can help you with? If the Republic would just rein Zerka in, there'd be no problem. But as long as Zerka is allowed to undermine the Ithorians' efforts, Telos will remain dead. I can't take seeing my work being used by those bloodsuckers. Well, there's nothing I can do about it, so... Something... I got tired of it. Kept dropping my hydro spanner. Figured I'd get a new one. If you were me, you'd probably want to joke about it too. Actually, it was a souvenir from Malachor. Oh, but at least something else I can... Let me see what you... No, yes, something... Just working on the ship. I'm not... Whoever made these repairs doesn't think like most mechanics. General? Sorry. I moved around for a couple years. Working as a starship mechanic got me from place to place. I wasn't ready to settle down after the war. Then you understand my restlessness. Though the war had ended, I couldn't find peace in anything. As long as I kept moving, I didn't have to think about what happened. Know what I mean? I'm sure you do. I decided I'd do something. I found out that Berserker ruined everything. All I wanted to do was send a message, but that's the past, though. Something else.
Just say the word.
Word. Hey, where's my blaster? There. Alright. Now I need to go to the docks, because there's a few things in the docks that I need to do. That leads to the refugee sector. Oops, I went the wrong way. I'm really good at this, I promise.
Bogracion contichaum, kim lorta aitha kun, aitha patisa tong, tia kun bato taun, chona choba. Tapichai lubong, jiskapule, chumbole, watagratug, jimula. Chupayubong labograturon, agtichimait, muleranion chuba. Nilun kagratuk, jimut malabist wet wata. Chichi, naudun chong yomabola human. Yomawamani boba, Lorda wish wanga shachi. Nilun kagratuk, jimut malabist wet wata. Chichi, naudun chong yomabola human. Chopiti man punjame. Sashange bedwana mulera. Chupa wanga kuna konticha. Chona kona sa. Chopiti man punjame. Sashange bedwana mulera. Chupa wanga kuna konticha. Chona kona sa.
Sorry. I forgot that Honhar and one of the huts had to have a conversation. The Mandalorians will deal with in a bit.
Dobry Chubabash, Gitskala, Dorcha, Wat, Rishunko. Rishunko, Jova, Nim. Manikun King, Dobry Chub, Hotonon Sanona, Dobry Chubabash. Hotonon Sanona, Prontangua Nimonunta Saka. Dobry Chubabash, Gitskala, Dorcha, Wata, Tokyoke Nincha. Dobry Chubabash, Gitskala, Dorcha, Wata, Tokyoke Nincha.
We'll talk to that Bith in a bit. La Savo.
I don't know who you... No. My thing... The exchange... Now I'm almost... I don't. Yeah? Well, I'm not gonna turn away...
I love how you could just rob everybody here for no real reason other than you want to. Or you can, rather. I'm hungry. I went and got myself more pasta, but I'm trying not to eat too much of it on stream.
Yo. Power. Glad. Glad.
I already fixed the pylons for his dumbass. He just didn't know how to optimize the supply appropriately. Because he's stupid. I was half tempted to force him to do it, but I figured he wasn't that much of a douchebag. He's not even a prick, he's just... he doesn't like being taken advantage of. I can understand why he feels that way. I'm gonna get my tier 3 toughness. Get my tier 3 speed. Here we go.
Looks like the Jedi raised their standards. Hanhar. I thought I smelled something. I've told you before, hunt your own targets. Don't scavenge mine. What, working for the Hutt suddenly made you stupider, Hanhar? You touch me, you'll break the truce. And then you won't last long enough to slip off this moon. Don't, Hanhar. I'm warning you. I don't want your life dead, Hanhar. I told you. Yeah, you're right. I'm afraid. I'm afraid if you keep crushing me, I'll accidentally set off my rocket charges and blow us both to Nar Shaddaa. I'd rather die than be caught by you again, Hanhar.
Hanhar is more than a little psychotic. I will go into him in, like, I go into him in my mainstream, and I'm not going to do it here. The French girl's actually hilarious in Persona 5, and I will get to her when I can. Like, when she becomes relevant, it'll be hysterical. That game is so long. I was really glad that I decided to do a New Game Plus run of it, though, because it's going to make it a little bit easier. I do apologize for the motion blur. I can't turn that off. Journal entry added. What? Oh yeah, I forgot about clearing the way to the way through the exchange. I'm looking for somebody. It's a particular woman.
I'm done with fighting. I've seen enough of battle.
That was so kind of you. Are you the one who killed the Overseer? Thank you.
Killing the Overseer is both really good and really bad.
Keep back. Really? Yeah. I'm feeling a little better. Thank you.
Guess the Jedi Code is still alive and well. There's a lot of people who need help in the galaxy. If we... let's just accomplish our...
I think that was the influence kick that I needed for him. There she is.
Another refugee? What? How did you do this?
You've given me my husband back.
Okay, let's go to that land speeder. This is something I normally never do just because I don't know.
Time to take you down.
I don't know, honestly. I just never do it. Nice shot, Atton.
Looks grim. Let me try something. That's a little better.
There we go. Influence gained. Bao-Dur. Okay. So, we've been in a fight now. I don't know if that means that we're going to be allowed to further the Echani combat ritual, but I'm going to try. Because a lot of the content that I haven't been able to show you guys so far is waking up Bao-Dur to the Force and waking up Atton to the Force due to the recording error issues that I had before. And I'm trying to do that now. So, and also Bao-Dur I didn't end up waking up just because I never really got enough influence with him to do it. How good is my demolition skill, actually? Oh, wow! I have a very high demolition skill! Holy shit! Okay, so where was my error? Oh! I fucked up on the repair side of things. That makes sense. No, never mind. I get it. I know what I did.
Well, just check the damn connector. I don't trust... because... well,
I'm sorry, I'm gonna skip this scene because you've probably seen it somewhere else. And Atton just loves to be an ass. This scene,
don't
however,
you ever
I
give it a
won't.
rest? Fine, don't mind me. I just need to get some stuff from the cargo hold.
You know the first tier of styles, but you're holding back because I am unarmed. Tell me where you were trained.
What can I say? I'm a quick study.
That's a lie.
Few know the Echani styles by reflex.
Oh yeah? Guess you saw a lot of the world while you were freezing your cargo hold off in the Ice Academy. Didn't you, sister? Next time I walk in here, I'm carrying a blaster. Oh yeah, one other thing. Don't think I haven't noticed the way you've been sparring with our ex-Jedi friend. This isn't some pleasure yacht. So if I did know all the Echani movements, I might know more than just the first tier, including the etiquette rituals. So keep your hands where I can see them.
Fool.
Shut up.
By the way, for anybody wondering what...
Betrayal. Machines. His passion for such things defies me.
I have absolutely no idea what that scene was about. I imagine it was included largely because they thought it was funny.
I didn't want to talk about the war, but can I ask you something? Why did you decide to fight? I felt the same way. My people had... I did not join because I wanted to protect, though. I remember the thrill I felt when we fought them in battle. Victories were rare, but we celebrated every Mandalorian's death. Do you know how it felt? It's always on my mind now. That loss of control. I just needed to... Was there something...
It looks like I haven't maxed out my influence with Bao-Dur quite yet. I do know something that I can do on Dantooine that will help with that.
You know, I know you've come a long way since Paragus. And despite all we've been through, you seem a lot better for it. It shows. It's kind of inspiring, to be honest. Anyway. Well, there was a woman, a Jedi.
Here we go.
She gave her life for mine. It wasn't a mission. She sought me out. She said she had come to save me. She was lying, of course. Or I think she was. It doesn't matter. She told enough truth to get my attention. She said that Revan was doing something terrible to Jedi within the unknown regions. That when we captured Jedi, they were sent to a place designed to break them. And that anyone in his service who showed any ability with the Force was sent there too, to turn them, to break them into dark Jedi, or assassins trained to kill Jedi. She said that's what would happen to me, that I had the Force inside me. That's why I was so good at killing Jedi. And that when the Sith learned of it, there would be no escape, no turning back. I would become an instrument of the dark side, forever. I had heard talk in the ranks, troops vanishing. I knew what she meant, but I didn't believe her, or want to believe her. I did what I did with all Jedi. I hurt her. I hurt her a lot. And then, right when I thought she couldn't take any more, she showed me the Force. In my head. And I felt everything she felt. And I heard just an echo of what the Force was. And how what I was doing, I think I loved her. But it wasn't that kind of love. It was the kind of love where you're willing to give up everything for someone you don't even know. I killed her for crawling in my head, for showing me that. But before she opened her mind to mine, my only thought was that I would love to kill her. And at the end, I killed her because I loved her. In the end, she sacrificed herself to keep my secret, to prevent the Sith from knowing about that touch of the Force inside me. She wasted her life to save me. Me. And I felt her die when she opened her mind. I've killed Jedi, like I said, but I was never there to feel it, to be on the receiving end. And after that, I couldn't stop feeling things. Before, guilt, lust, impatience. It had been orchestrated to get close. Now it all just kept tumbling out, and I couldn't keep doing what I was doing. So I left. I fled with the displaced war veterans to Nar Shaddaa, and I lost myself there, until the war came to an end. I wanted no more of Jedi, or Dark Jedi, or the Force. I just wanted to be left alone. And then, I met you on Paragus. And I thought maybe she had saved me so that I could help you. And if I can't, then I have to try. I didn't want to tell you any of this, but I had to. Because if something happens, I can't let you think I was doing it for something other than the past. Once, a Jedi showed me the Force. I heard it. I felt it. At the time, there was too much pain to confront it. Because if I did, it meant I would be changed into something else. Now, I'm not afraid of it anymore. And I think that by learning how to use it, I can help protect you. Or at least buy you some time when disaster comes screaming in. I want to learn how to use... What must I do?
Close your eyes. Open your mind. You must learn to feel it around you. Feel its currents, its eddies. Listen to the echo of your thoughts, your heart, Separated from war. Separated from hate. Think of what you felt when you felt the need to help me, to protect me. And at last, Atton, awaken. Atton is now finally becoming a Jedi Sentinel. Now, I don't know if it's going to let me, but I'm going to try.
Yes? I do not think you are ready for further instruction. Each movement of our arts...
Okay.
My life for yours. I am able to serve. If we enter battle, I will fight and die alongside you. I have not heard that question in some time. My flesh is healed, if that's the answer you seek. The scars are many and the causes equally so. It is of no importance. I felt you, heard you through the Force. It was like a sound at the edge of hearing. And when I heard it, I found I could not ignore it. I serve my master. I am an emissary, a scout. My master was aware of a disturbance in the Force. There is little my master does not know. And that you eluded his sight for so long is significant. But I do not know why. You cannot. His vessel roams the borders of known space, and even I do not know where he travels. Until he calls for me. Even if I could lead you to my master, I cannot permit you to find him until you are ready. If I bring you before my master, untested, without your potential realized, then you will be lost to me. And I cannot allow that to happen. It would be as if one brought fire to a paradise valley, shattered a cavern of rare crystal, or blinded a painter. It is not a subject which I have spoken of.
You automatically start with a very high ranking of influence with Visage.
The planet was not destroyed.
So getting a lot of answers about her character easily from her is
but nothing lives on
shockingly perhaps the least difficult of any character.
But there's no one left to hear it. I am not certain I did. I was there when the planet died. To see everything around you extinguished. It was as if I was blinded. It was as if the Force had been bled from the world. I imagine there are worse deaths, worse pain. But if there are, I do not know them. I was the only living thing remaining on the planet of Kotor. And my life, my agony, was a flicker in the darkness that was the planet. All that I had been connected to had been severed. I've heard tales of Malachor. It is said that many of my... But do not mistake me. I did not mean to draw comparisons I will... I am not familiar with the place you speak of. My master has not entered Republic space for some time, but there are others who may move more freely, who may have been responsible for such an act of destruction. There are many factions within the Sith, all seeking to take what little remains in the wake of the Jedi Civil War. Where one moves, it is not always known to the others. But their purpose is the same, the death of all Jedi, everywhere. They believe you are the last of the Jedi, and their hatred of the Jedi unites them. All their eyes are upon you, and it is a terrible, quiet darkness that pursues you. I will answer what I can. My master did not cause the end of the planet you speak of. There are many factions within where what they believe. My people once had the power to perceive events, to see through the Force. That sight may manifest itself in many ways, and at times, I may affect the abilities of others to see as well. My sight has been damaged. What I have taught you, it is not the full extent of the perceptions of my people. My master, he has crippled me. I have seen the galaxy as it truly is, and it has left its mark. It is not something I can explain. Forgive me, but before you go, I must ask. Why do you do this? Why do you seek to help me? Teach me. You must not do this. I cannot allow you to weaken yourself for me.
So you say.
I remember little of my homeworld before I entered my master's service. It is not as it was. There is little left of such memories. Or the planet itself. Very well.
Ah, you are here. The time to hide your presence is coming to a close, and you will need to increase your training. You are ready. Your training must increase, and there are higher mysteries you must learn. But only you must know the path you will take. I cannot choose it for you. Is it battle that stirs you? To meet an enemy blade upon blade? Such is the way of the greatest of Jedi warriors, the weapon masters. Or perhaps it is investigating the mysteries of the galaxy, seeking out injustice and harm, and bringing it into the light. Such is the way of the Jedi Watchman in the time of Ulic Qel-Droma and Exar Kun. Or perhaps your way lies upon the ancient mysteries, and to teach others the ways of the Force, as I have, the way of the Jedi Masters. It is not some great test you require to be what you strive to be. It is only your decision to find that path that matters. From here on, you guide your destiny. But in order to take the next steps, you must face your past and put it to rest.
I am more powerful! I'm gonna need that soon enough anyway.
Yes. Very well. Ah, I had wondered if... But your powers are strong indeed. Now is not the time to speak of this. Wait until you have more of the galaxy within you, and we shall... Every step on our journey shall bring with it discoveries. With persistence, you shall grow in the Force. And for every planet we reach, all that we touch with our presence, you shall grow, for you will have no choice. Yes? When I spoke of sight before, there is a similar handicap that tends to occur among those strong. The greatest one, and when such what skill would... And what skill? Then my task, as when you betrayal, and by a machine that I will not abide. Machines. Always did Revan use them to inflict his will on the galaxy, whether in war or in assassination. His passion for such tools, for things dead to the Force, defies me. He would have loved a human droid such as you, dead to the Force. A shell that would carry out his orders. It is no matter. It is a device, and now it is broken.
She admitted she attacked T3. Interesting.
I hear you.
So, Atton has shitty intelligence, shitty wisdom. His charisma's not that great. You might be tempted to ask, okay, what good is he? Don't be too quick to throw him aside. He actually has quite a bit of merit to him. Atton holds... he actually becomes a very, very good Jedi Sentinel if you let him. Gonna have him become one of my computer use boys. Teach him how to stun. I do apologize that Atton is now going to take this long to level up because of what I have chosen to do. There we go. He has now been heavily upgraded. And we're going to go ahead and put him in a Dark Jedi Knight robe to start. I'm going to give him a pair of sonic blasters. He is not going to be able to use... anything other than that for right now, because we don't have a lightsaber to offer anybody. Okay. Okay, so now I need to go back to the Flophouse real quick and talk to them. Droid retrieval. Oh yes, we did the droid retrieval objective. Now we need to go talk to TT-32. This should more or less catch us up with what we didn't show before. Oh, I forgot to tell the droid that he was free. Now that Atton has started his journey through the Force at a much lower level, though, he should actually have a very good amount of Force powers and points available to him by the time we hit the end of the game. I minimized his scoundrel training for a reason. It's not really that useful compared to his Jedi training.
So Big Ears here might know someone who can change the Ebon Hawk's ID signature.
Okay, he hasn't changed his inventory. That's fine. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I have no idea what just hit me. Oh yeah, I need to go back to the flop house. Why did I go to the refugee sector? I'm an idiot. Gotta pad the stream, apparently.
Aida, I didn't...
The destruction of Telos? I can't...
Shh. It's strange you came by when... I'll remember that.
And...
That was a kind act. It is good to see that one can still show compassion, even after the war. For some, it would have...
I wonder if that's not the amount of the last bit of influence I needed. Either way, I need to head over to a workbench, so we're going to head back in to the Ebon Hawk. This is going to be the last bit that I do. I'm going to shut down so that I have enough time to upload the video between my next stream, and then I will be setting up for my next stream. Oh, this.
Why are you here?
Because I told him everything.
Ah, and now you are free?
Yeah, so no more threats, no more of your requests. You and me, we're done.
Did you ever think I truly held you? You're more of a fool than I thought. What truly held you was you, and let me show you why. I once held the galaxy by the throat, as you once held her by the throat and let her die slowly. And your emotion at that point is what you fear. I wielded power like you cannot imagine. Everything I saw was awash with possibilities, spreading outwards, touching everything else. I saw all of that, all that the Force is. And only when it was ripped from me did I truly see it. And I know what lies buried within you, that you hide with your desperate thoughts, your guilt, your lusts. I can unlock that part of you anytime I wish. It is a simple thing, the human mind. Once it feels something strongly, it becomes etched in the memory, the subconscious. Shall I show you? That part of you that hungered to kill Jedi, that took pleasure from it? Or perhaps you will continue to listen to my counsel, and I shall ignore your pathetic attempts at freedom. Now, wanderer, I have nothing further to say to one such as you.
You know, I'm glad I found you again. We were together at Malachor. I don't know if anyone else could understand. You getting philosophical on me? I'm here because you found me on Telos and I decided to come along for the ride. Not that I had much choice after we got going. Tired of me already? I was frustrated. Watching the Ithorians getting pushed around by Zerka, I thought I could make a difference, but it was taken away from me. Guess if one planet was good enough for me, why not the galaxy? You just have to know what the circuits look like. That's the way I see things. Traveling with you, I know there's something else in the universe, but I can't do anything about it anyways. So I'll leave it to you to take care of. They might not call you a Jedi anymore, but believe me, you are. It's not the sort of thing that you just stop being. You're stuck with it, just like you're stuck being the General. Was there something you wanted me for? Let me see what you... That's everything. Having you... I feel calm, more in control. The anger is still there, but I can feel it drifting away. The last years of my life have been defined by it. The Mandalorians, Zerka, and Revan. And above all else, myself, for Malachor. Never, General. It had to be done. My hands destroyed the Mandalorians. I cannot be forgiven for that. Even if I did it out of hatred of the Mandalorians. That might be the truth, but I don't want to see it that way. I can't just ignore the blood on my hands. Even if there isn't, I still feel like I need to do something to make up for it. Under your guidance, I feel like I could overcome my anger.
And now we can wake up Bao-Dur. Bao-Dur has now become a Jedi Guardian.
Yes? I do not think you are ready.
Okay. I wonder if Kreia has anything to say now that Bao-Dur is awakened to the Force. I doubt it.
Yes. Very. The Jedi practice many forms. You may have already felt the Shicho. The simplest of the forms return to you as your skill and perceptions have returned. Others may come with time, with experience. Ah, a technique that helps one resist the force attacks of an enemy and also is excellent in lightsaber combat. It does more damage, but it leaves you vulnerable to other attacks. Use it against others wielding the force or lightsabers, but not others may come with time. A defensive technique, but effective. Use it if you do not wish to be hit or if you are facing many opponents with blasters. With a lightsaber blade and enough skill in deflection, it is an excellent defense against blasters, but in other situations, it merely delays the inevitable. Others may come with time, with very well. It has no.
I just need a chassis and I can finish fixing him. Okay. Alright, I'll be done here momentarily. I'm just going to level up Bao-Dur because this is basically the last thing that I didn't get to show anybody. And I feel like it's pretty critically important. I found a good build for Bao-Dur. A lot of people stated that Bao-Dur is kind of fucking useless because he doesn't have the ability to wear any form of Jedi robes or Jedi armor. He's not actually useless. You just have to look at a series of particular powers that are restricted or unrestricted by armor, and you can actually turn him into a really devastating offensive tank. That is what I am going to attempt to show you all with this very quick procession here. I don't intend on making this go particularly far because I am going to start playing Star Wars The Old Republic, and I finally got caught up in my spare time about playing this game, and this is a pretty good one to use. Force deflection, that's always a power you should definitely get with every character that you can get it, and you want to get it at the highest level you can. Security, there we go. I could get him more of those feats. I'm going to top off his toughness so that he has as many hit points as he can get, because one thing that Bao-Dur has that is very problematic is his HP meter is shitty. This is just a natural reality for anybody who wants to work with Bao-Dur, is that his health is bad. So you kind of have to pick and choose specific sets of powers that are not restricted by armor. Powers such as wound, choke, and kill are also not restricted by armor. One critical thing, it is possible to make Bao-Dur fall to the dark side, but I would not advise it. It is one of the most difficult things in the game to make happen. It is not particularly fun to try, but it is entirely possible for him to fall to the dark side. It is just ridiculously difficult, and I don't advise the attempt. I straight up do not advise the attempt. Just do not. It's one of those things, you should probably do it if you want to absolutely be able to see everything the game has to offer. Don't do it, though, for a casual run, because it's a pain in the ass. And you really just don't want it. It's a bad idea. It will make you hate your life. But now he's going to have a wealth of force essence he can use to his advantage. One interesting thing about him is that because he is restricted as far as armor is concerned, and most characters are not, you can have him wear almost any kind of armor, and you're going to get something out of it. In terms of weaponry, you really don't want him using any weapons until you can get a hold of lightsabers. This is, again, just kind of a fact of life for him. That's not really going to help him at all. You really want to use this guy as kind of your skill builder, because he is loaded to the gills with a shitload of skills. He has a natural high inclination, due to being a tech specialist, to start to have a wide variety of skills at his disposal with which to hurl at the enemy's face and violently murder them. The trick to him, and this is, I'm positive this is something that people fuck up a lot when they look at Bao-Dur, is a lot of people look at him and they're like, he's restricted by armor. He's not going to have anywhere near the same freedom as all the other characters with the powers that you want to use. Why the fuck would I even bother training him? You want to train Bao-Dur in the ways of the Force for about 6 different reasons. Number one, despite the fact that some of the best powers in the game are restricted by armor, enough of the game's best powers and enough utilitarian and useful powers are not restricted by armor. And because of that, you can actually use his connection to the Force to allow him to become a very powerful melee tank that can dole out a tremendous amount of damage, really, really hurt your enemies, and just all around be a versatile and useful skill attached character, because he's got tons of different things that he can be good at. Computer use, security, treat entry, demolitions, the works. This guy has a lot of different skills that characters like Visaz Mar might not have, or characters like, say, Atton might not necessarily be able to build himself up on. So you want to consider that very heavily when you consider building into him. But Bao-Dur is by no means a bad character in terms of his constructible development. It's just many people don't think it's worth unlocking the power of the Force in him, largely because of just the fact that he has restrictions others do not. And I'll be real, I don't really like that mentality. I feel like that mentality is stupid restrictive. It kind of makes it sound like you shouldn't even bother, and I don't approve. You absolutely should bother to teach him the ways of the Force. It's more than worth it if you can do it. The only downside is that it can be very difficult to teach him the ways of the Force purely because he has a lot of influence moments that you have to take him out of the ship to get. And she, or most other characters, you can actually just kind of build their influence on the fly while talking to them. In addition, because he cannot wear robes, many people find that due to his inability to wear robes, he's just so heavily restricted on powers. He's not actually restricted that badly. A lot of what I see on the internet, he is not that restricted. And I'm finally going to be able to play this game in a manner that's going to let me see that. I might do another stream of this later to show what happens when characters like this get really well leveled. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you guys here in a bit. I'm going to set up Star Wars The Old Republic, and or at least try to do a good long stream with my good buddy Glory here. So I'll see you guys in just a few minutes.